So please, what is your answer? Is beauty or how handsome the person is part of the reasons why you would want to, marry someone?
Okay. I think that I think that the way the person looks also counts. It's not a priority, but it should count. Yes, that's what I think. Yes, it matters. Yes. Yes.
I think it matters. Yeah. Hello. Amen. Yeah, I think duty matters because it's the person you're going to live for the rest of your life. So it matters you are attracted to her or him. And it's not only the things that you look out for, because as a man of vision, you make decisions beyond what you are seeing. There is more of beauty is not just something superficial. In other words, not something more physical. It goes beyond that. In fact, the more spiritual, I'm using the male sex because of my gender, so excuse me for that. In fact, the more spiritual a woman is, the more beautiful she is. So it also depends on what your definition of beauty is. So if it's from the physical, I think it matters because there should be that attraction. Yeah, so that, yeah.
Thank you. Mr. Black.
Okay, so others might say that beauty is on the inside. But I say if beauty is on the inside and the person is an action police, say action police say action police, I don't know. Say very can't be like very ugly say. I don't think it will work. Yeah. So me, I believe beauty on the inside, beauty on the outside. Not one and then the other is not there.
So, like everyone said, yeah, all the answers are right. Like Michael, okay. So, like you said, inner beauty and outer beauty go hand in hand. You can't pick one and go without the other. So, yeah.
So, the question is.
The question is. I can't remember what I said before, but the question is more like, is beauty one of your priorities? Why you would, or it's your main priority? If she's not nice, I'm not doing inside.
Okay. So beauty can't be the only, shouldn't be the only thing, and it shouldn't be the priority. So, like the other said, beauty reflects in other things. It can be in the person's character, not just the outward appearance. So it's what you want, because you are going to be with the person forever. Yes. So like Michael also said, you don't want to behold something you don't really, and you are not called for everybody. So go for what.
I don't want spiritual answers, because for most of you, I know you personally. You sit there and say, it's character, but if it comes to making a decision, I know what you are looking out for. So she has to be prayerful. But we know if you have to choose right now, it will be hips and thighs. We know. You get me? So be practical. It's not one of the priorities. Let's be clear. Is beauty your priority? If you have a list, will physical beauty, let's use the word physical beauty, will it be the first you would consider? Will it be the first you will consider? That's the question. We are making it too flexible, so people are giving us, evasive answers. Will you consider physical beauty? I mean, what you call chalimene here for, or your definition of physical beauty to you? Would you consider that in choosing a spouse or a beloved? Would you?
Well, okay, yes, it's one of my priorities, but then it's not the yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He has been bold enough to say yes. You are trying to give me smart answers. Okay, who else will go? Hey, the way Edward is looking, suddenly you are looking up. Hey, right, Eddie. Right, Eddie. Okay, Caleb. You have to enjoy from the work.
Okay, so for me, I would go for beauty. As in beauty, I will consider physical beauty. Yes, for me, it is very necessary for me.
That is it. You see, when others are giving these answers, now people want to come out of their shell and come in. You're talking about character. No, physical beauty. Is it? Would you consider it? Who else hasn't spoken? All right, Vanessa.
No. Okay. So, there's a standard for beauty. Physical. No. Okay, so I am attracted to men who love Christ and want to work for Him. I want to do everything they want. Everything, like their vision is Christ. So it's my first priority. I look out for someone who has that. And afterwards, I don't know, the person just automatically becomes physically attractive.
So she says she would consider someone who is more spiritual in the sense of is committed to Christ and the things of Christ. You get me? So physical beauty is not something she will consider first. That's why I said we made it clear that physical beauty, we are not talking about beauty in general. Physical, because somebody tell you beauty is relative. Physical beauty, what everybody would consider, this generally, this is a nice guy, this is a nice girl, looks and all that. So you are saying that's not a priority. Okay. Sister Patience, the way you are looking at me, if I don't grant you an opportunity.
Okay, so I wouldn't say it's a priority, but it's something I'll consider. Okay, yeah, I'll consider some. Okay, because I think when you meet someone for the first time, you wouldn't know the person's character by you. It is their beauty you'll be attracted to before anything else. So like I was saying, I said that it's the beauty you usually get attracted to before getting to know the person better. So I think it will be the first thing to consider.
We need
Okay, it's not a priority. It's not the major factor to consider, because I believe that that's not the real intention for the union. And then moreover, okay, for instance, if I'm to select the kind of ministry that I would like to deal with, I might not consider the size of the ministry, or to consider the content or the quality of the message. But that doesn't also nullify the fact that the ministry being large means that it's not appropriate for me. So it could be that the person may be physically attractive, but then that will be an add-on, or that will just complement the main factor that I'm looking at. So physical beauty is not the priority or the primary.
Thank you very much, sir. So I would say that there's a saying, it said, catch them young, and they shall be yours forever. So, for me, she has to be beautiful. And then when she comes into my life, I would groom her for the purpose, for my purpose. And then we would walk the aisle together. Thank you.
All right. Should we wait for we go through all the questions before we address it? Or after we address it, we also say what we... No, I'm asking. Okay. Okay, so based on the answers you gave, well, that's why I said it's based on personal preference. You get me? Physical beauty is not a security for a long-lasting relationship. So for all those who said that you would consider physical beauty because you need to be attracted, then it also means if there is an interruption in that physical beauty, the relationship ceases to make meaning to you. Simple. Don't say you should give me the mic. I want to say no. If it's the beauty that attracted you, it means if it's no more there, you won't be attracted anymore. We are not talking about the person. We are not saying you shouldn't consider it. That's why we're clear. Is it a topmost priority? We are not saying you don't look out for. If you are making a list, what will come first? You get me? And you said that is what you prioritize. It means if it's no more there, because that is what gives the relationship meaning to you. If it's no more there, then it means the relationship is over. It means if something happens to the person and the person doesn't meet that requirement of what you call beauty anymore, then the relationship is over. That's why I told you something, that in giving this answer, you should consider that it's somebody you are going to spend your life with. Right? You see what I'm trying to bring your mind to something so that you will know what priority means. So it means along the way, you said it's a priority, and you say you are going to spend the rest of your life with that person. Right? So then that should tell you that then I need to recheck what I'm calling a priority. Because it's supposed to be for life. And if it's supposed to be for life, and what the relationship is built on, there is no assurance that it can be there for life, then it means the relationship obviously is not for life. You are deceiving yourself. You know? So for me personally, I would consider it, but it's not a topmost priority. If what I think is a topmost priority is placed side by side with the beauty, I'll choose that over the beauty. It doesn't mean I don't consider beauty, but it is not my topmost priority. So you see why along the way there are men who marry women and they were attracted to their shape and all that. And the woman gives birth 1, 2, 3, puts on weight, and then because the man's intent was beauty as the topmost priority, he begins to look elsewhere. You marry the man and he looks what you call maybe it's biceps and triceps and quadruceps and all that. And along the way, he's gotten married, now in relaxation, no more gymming and stuff. The stomach is protruding, the head is getting bigger, God is barbering him now, you know, he's getting bowed and all that, and then it means you won't be attracted to him because what you call attraction is no more there. So it means you won't be attracted to him anymore. And you need to replace that attraction. It means you start looking at somebody who looked like him. True. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm not speaking against your preferences. I'm just trying to bring out clarity to the things we are. It's good you are even saying these things. This is what will make me give you this kind of answers. If you try to spiritualize your answers and all that, I'll give you spiritual, yeah. I also give you, revelations. But if you are playing like the way you are, I believe we'll make headway. So for me, it will be in the list, but it won't be the topmost on the list. That doesn't mean change yours. You can still maintain it. I always say if it's about beauty, then the most beautiful woman in the world shouldn't be experiencing divorces and all that. Hollywood we shouldn't be hearing some of the news we hear at Hollywood and all that. But they married in 2 weeks' time. They have whatever it takes to look physically beautiful, yet beauty doesn't maintain a marriage. You get me? Because after you marry, there are challenge. Are you also? No, is the beauty what you are going to behold? As in, every day you wake up and you're, she's beautiful. Oh, she's beautiful. Oh, she's beautiful. Oh. So you encounter things you even forget how she looks. You get me? So really, it's not the main meal. It's more of a side meal. Well, that's my take on it. Moderator.
Yeah. So the man of God has. All right. So our next question, it is: do you think you need to have similar interests to be compatible? Similar interests. Let's say he wants to enter into politics. You also want to enter into politics. Or he wants to enter into politics, and you don't like the idea of politics. For that matter, the two of you cannot be one. And for the first one I gave, as in the two of you want to enter politics, is that going to make the two of you compatible? Do you understand? So let's say, I don't know if you've gotten the question. You've got.
Should you have the same interest to consider a spouse or a partner if you are going to marry? Should you have the same interest? If it's a banker, then you should be a banker. If it's a pastor, then you should be sophomame. You get me. If it's a doctor, you should be a nurse. You should be in the same field. That kind of, that mindset. Should you have the same interest? Would you consider that as, or is it something you will consider in accepting someone? Should you have the same interest? Or
yes.
So who would go? If you won't go, I'll just point people and give the microphone to them. Give it to Brother Ben. He's really been. I see he's loaded fine.
I think no, because my interests may be different, but that doesn't change the fact that we love each other. Thank you.
Please, I think if the interests are the same, it won't make everything you do interesting. At least you two should have different interests, so that we would have things to talk about, things to share. Like it makes the relationship very interesting. But if it's the same, it's down.
Question. So let's say you are a man of God, or an upcoming, pastor, and then you meet a woman and she tells you she wants to be a model. Would you consider it? She wants to be a model. When I say model, we have types of models. She wants to go to the extreme of model. I mean extreme. Yes, she wants to model for yes. Yes. She wants to be on the face of magazines.
I really don't have a problem with it. I personally don't have a problem with it.
He's a boxer. Will you consider?
Okay. Hello. Okay. So I think you guys should have different interests. It's okay to have different interests so that you learn to tolerate each other and compromise on just things.
I think it's important. I think having similar interests is important because it makes you more compatible. And if like someone is thinking this and if you're also thinking that, it would bring a lot of power and you wouldn't like don't be a lot of peace. But if there's similar interests, maybe you're thinking this, the person is also thinking the same thing. You don't even have to talk about it. It's just flow.
You are talking to the person. You are knowing the person. So what are the person's interests? Yes, maybe the person's interests. Everything. You have to know everything about the person.
I want to know if the interest has to be like ambition.
Everything. So let's say you are talking to her. You are a person who likes going to, let's say, cinema for movies. She tells you, I don't like cinema. You are the person who likes bringing friends to the house so that we chat. And she says, I don't like friends. So when you bring your friends, I'll go and stay in the room. When they go, then I come out. You are the person who also wants to be a man of God, as I said, and then she also wants to be a model. I don't know if you are getting. So if the interest, you can tell that my interests are directly opposite to her interest. Can you still?
Okay. I think it's quite relative.
Yes.
Because there are some people who can have different interests. Somebody wants to be a model. The husband wants to be a man of God. But when they come together and they talk, both of them can tolerate like the ambitions of each other. And we have some people too, they can't tolerate at all. You understand? So I think I don't have a problem with us being in different fields because I believe sometimes if your children come inside, okay, if you even give your children a place where they can learn from, you get it. It won't be like your children are all learning from the medical field. You'll get experience from maybe a lawyer. They'll get experience from here.
This is also my take. So my take is everything can be communicated. So if you tell me everything can be communicated, no matter your interest, if I'm not cool with it, we can talk it out. Everything is about communication. Literally, in a relationship, I think communication does it all. So you talk, and if you guys really love each other, she can consider you, or no, it's not an issue.
I think having the same interest, it's important to have the same interest, because when you take a decision, you live with the consequences. Anytime you take a decision, you live with the consequences. So, if she doesn't have my interest, I would definitely find someone having my interest in mind. Because if we are to work towards a certain goal, we should both have the same mind, not divided minds to reach that same goal. So if I know from the start that you don't have the same mind that I have, or you
the things you value are different from the things I value. So, for me, depending on me, to reach my goal, I will choose someone who will side with me for me to pursue my vision.
You prefer same interest, right?
Yes. I think the person, life is relative, as our brother said, but the person should be in line with what you are doing. Because Bible says, and God gave Eve to Adam to be helper. So if the person is doing something directly opposite to what you are doing, it can slow down your progress. So I think even if the person is not going to do what you are doing, the person should be, if the person is not going to do what you are doing, the person should be much more committed to what you are doing, and then I think that is going to help the relationship grow. I think that.
Well, this is my take on it. I wouldn't mind somebody with a different interest. This is my take on it. When you study the Word of God, He says the woman came as a helpmeet. She didn't have to be like the man. This is what I will consider. Different interest, no problem. If she's ready to support what I'm doing, I'm okay. She shouldn't be also in ministry because I'm in ministry. She should be supportive of what I do, and that's why woman came in. A helpmeet. So if she's supportive of what I'm doing, I'm okay. If she has another interest or another, that's fine. I would also support her. But we shouldn't have the same interest to achieve a goal. We should support each other. That is what I'll consider. So it shouldn't be because I'm a man of God, she should be a woman of God. I'm in the medical field, she also ought to be in the medical field. I mean, we can have different interests, but if you would support what, like, there are some stuff I don't like. My wife likes it. I support her liking it, though I don't have to like it. I don't know if you get me. There are some meals I don't eat. If she wants to eat it, I don't say because I don't eat this, I shouldn't see this in the house. No, I don't eat it. If she's eating it, I'll give her funds to eat it. I'm okay. I also do my stuff. I eat it. You get me? So the person should support you, but the person should not be like you. That's my take on it.
Our next question is, now, as a man, or as a young man, can you hear me? Yes, as a young man, you are toasting. Do you understand? When I say toasting, you understand? You are toasting a lady. Like, you get it now? You are toasting. Now, you are preparing revelations every day. You go to, according to the book of this, according to, then you are giving. Then this lady throws you a question like, I hear, please focus. So, the lady throws you a question like, so Mr. Aku, why do you love me? Now, if she asks you that, why do you love me? Question, no, this is question. This can make you fail your whole life. Or pass it. So a question like, why do you love me? Then she looks into your eye. Behind both that you can escape. No. Only her. God, why do you love me? Then you say, I see revelation in you. So why do you love me? As a lady, you have asked that question. What is the answer that you want to hear? And as a guy, what will you say?
Why he loves you. What kind of answer would
you want?
Expect?
That you say this answer has made him pass.
Oh, then this one they endorse. What answer would you be expecting?
I like your hair.
Candid.
Okay, so if you expect an answer for this particular kind of question, assuming you say I love you because you are always like there. Okay, my answer would be nothing. I'm saying this because if you give a reason as to why you love the person, if that reason is no more there, then you don't love the person. That is how I'm going to say do you get it? I didn't say that. Okay, maybe I'll expect something like you like me for everything and who I am. I don't really have a particular thing, but let's say if you are talking and everything and he's like, it's okay, and he likes what he sees.
It's for the ladies, though. It's for the ladies. What answer would you expect from a guy if... It's a lady at the back.
No.
You know the... You couldn't hear. Oh, okay. So I need to use the microphone. So, our sister Jessica, what would you expect to hear from a guy? You are now thinking. You are now thinking. You shouldn't be thinking now. Give it to her. Uh-huh. This is what you tell the person. Why do you expect him? You expect him to say, "Sir, please." No, you see, this thing should be. You should clearly put these things in perspective before you even think of considering somebody. But I know most of us are considering people without even facing these realities. Yeah, you should. All these things should be put in perspective before you think of, I've seen somebody, I'm attracted to him, I want to be in a relationship, I need a beloved, I also want someone. If you can't answer these questions, you have no business going to disturb somebody's son or daughter. The guys, what answer would you want to hear from the, why do you love me? For a guy, what answer would you give? What would you consider in a woman to say you love her? Good. What would you, a guy, consider in a woman to say you love her? For the guys, Richard hasn't said anything. Richard.
From the what I would say is I love you because I love you because
you are now thinking of. You're standing in front of the lady. For a lady, if I was a lady, you have failed before answering. Yeah, because you don't know. You've come to tell me, and you don't even know what to expect. You are telling me you love me. Yeah, you don't know the answer you're expecting from me. Okay, Joshua. So the question was, what would you expect from the woman? Okay, so the man, what answer would you give to the woman? Joshua.
All right, sir. Sir, I think this ties into the first question that we answered.
So what would you say?
Yes. So the physical or the physical attraction is minor, but I think you have taught us several times that ladies love to be appreciated.
So what if I haven't taught you?
They love to see.
What
So
would you
the first thing.
What would you say?
Yes.
You are starting to get spiritual. What would you say?
Yes. So the first thing that I will do is to compliment her physically. To compliment her and to.
So what would you say?
What would I say?
You'll be telling her. You'll be telling her, I'll compliment you physically. What would you say?
All right, sir. All right, sir. You are wonderful. You are beautiful. You are beautiful. You make me feel like Logoligi. So that would be the first thing to do. The first thing to do would be to compliment her physically, how she looks, that she's smart, she's very industrious.
She's to ask you why do you love me? Your answer will be that she is.
Yes. Then secondly.
Physically, you are no. Firstly, you don't have a secondly.
All right, sir.
So your answer will be physically you are beautiful.
Yes.
That will be your answer.
That will be the first thing.
No, just
yes,
you only have one opportunity.
Yes,
so
please.
You tell the person physically you are beautiful. That's why I love you, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Then I'll proceed to
no procession.
All right, sir.
Say, I will tell her I love her because of the things she places values because of the stuff she places values on her values.
Because of what she places, he claims it will be because of what she places value on.
Yes, please.
So what does she place value on?
say I've not met her yet.
So how do you know what you place value on?
So I'm saying if like I meet the person, I'll get to.
So what would you expect her to be placing value on for you to give this kind of answer?
Okay. First, the things of God first.
So you consider how spiritual the person is. Yeah, you said the things of God.
Yes, please.
So how spiritual the person is. All right, cool. Any other guy? Yeah, Mr. Apia. Please don't preach you. Simple answer. We know you.
All right. The reason why I'll tell a lady that I do love her, and if she asks me why I do love her, the main reason why I'll love a lady is, or my answer will be, the reason why I said that to her is because I chose. You know, I believe that to love someone it's more about decision. You understand? All other stuff it just comes along after the decision, you know, you took.
Mr. Pierre, you started preaching. So what will make you make that decision? That is it. You don't make decision in a vacuum, do you? No, you make a decision based on something. So what will make you tell the woman you love her? Evangelism.
All right.
She goes on evangelism.
No.
Hey, what?
We are compatible.
You are compatible in what sense?
There is this kind of, you know, the two of us can really, it says, Bible says, two men can work together except they agree.
Agree on what?
Agree on one thing.
Which one thing?
All right. The person should
So that one thing is why I want you to tell us.
Okay.
One thing, we agree on your this, we agree on your that, we agree on this. That one thing is what I want you to tell us.
Okay. Basically, you know, the person should have, I should have interest in the person. The person should have interest in me. More of his being.
So what will make you have interest in the person and the person have interest in you?
Based on the service, sometimes, you know, the attraction is there, all right. The attraction.
So it's attraction.
No, that's not the main thing, but.
So the main. So why are you giving us the? So we want the major. Why are you beating around the bush when the main bush is there?
I believe. No. The main focus here is the person should be ready to at least help. That's
help with what? Oh, Mr. Apia, help with what?
Whatever, you know, the vision I have, the vision I have as a man.
What vision do you have? Probably she should want to support me in ministry.
Okay.
You get me, but you are.
That's it. The person should be. No, that was it says. The lady should be able to, you know, support me. If I'm a guy who
that's what we are talking to you.
I've been called into ministry. The person should be ready to at least support me.
All right. Okay, so I think we can move on to the next. Brad Nico, I think Ben wants to give an answer. So.
Thank you very much, sir. Sir, funny enough, it is like most people, these things don't come to mind. But honestly, it happened to me before. It happened to me, and then the same way Brother Emma was fumbling, I find myself in the same position. Oh, true. I was fumbling, and it was on phone. So basically, it's like we don't know what we want. We don't know what we want. So we have to discover. We have to dig in to know what we want and then approach whoever comes our way, the right person. Thank you very much, sir.
So it's true. You see, from the answers we are receiving, people don't know what they want. That's why if the right thing even comes, because you don't know what you want, you wouldn't recognize it and you may even let go of it. You know, people are trying to get to know what they want by try and error. But you can be sure if you face things the way we are going about it. So I think we can move to the next question.
Our next question. If a lady asks you, hello? Say no talk. Answer.
My answer?
Yes. This is you didn't get what Sir said right now.
Okay, so the question was, should I speak for the ladies or for the guys?
For the both. For the guys or for the both. Or Auntie Josephine can speak for the ladies.
All right, so what answer would I expect from the ladies?
No, you are giving. You are the one chasing. So,
so
you give the answer. So they asked you, why do you love me, Mr. John?
Okay, so why do I love you?
Yes.
So what answer would I give, right?
Yes. What answer you gave?
Okay.
The answer you gave.
That's wonderful. As I said, teachability is something I expect from a woman. I don't care how she is. I don't care how she is. If she doesn't even fit what I am expecting as a finished product, I don't care if she's not a finished product as I expect. Once she's teachable, I'm okay. Because if you can teach someone, you can make the person into anything that you expect. So teachability. And that is what my wife has. She's very teachable.
Cool.
I remember 7 years ago, our counselor asked us the same question. And he told the counselor, I am teachable. I have forgotten what I gave to the counselor. I will get mine for you later.
Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Yes.
And for I almost said off record, but and when I say teachability, she is teachable everywhere. For those who know, they know.
Wow. So as Auntie Josephine says, she has forgotten the answer. So when she gets the answer, she will drop it in my inbox and I'll give it to you guys. Amen. But as a guy, when they ask you this question, and then wonder why you don't have anything to say, you have to be smart, improvise. Yes. When they ask you the question, you say, pardon? You know, at that time, you are using it to think more, fast. When they ask you, you say, pardon? This question has made me speechless. Then you relax. Then you say, why are you speechless? Because there's nothing that can quantify you. There's nothing that can quantify. So I can't tell you why I really love you. Then you run away.
But these things, there should be guides in helping you. For you to ask a guy this and he can't really give you an answer. These are, you can't, there are things you can look out for in help. There should be signposts to help you to make the right decision. I mean, you shouldn't just gloss over this. If you should ask a guy, why do you love me? And he can't really say anything. And you endorse the love, then you have a problem. You get me? It should be clear and concise. And that's how the relationship will be. You get me? So what he is giving you, it is human wisdom. it is human wisdom. But, I mean, on a practical level, if a guy can't really tell you why he loves you, it's not something you should overlook.
Oh.
It's not something you should overlook. All right, so I think we can move on. Philip, you have something to say?
All right. I want to ask you, if along the line she loses that ability, what would you do? Would you still like her?
She loses which ability? Whatever
ability, like
you claim.
she being teachable. Yeah, whatever reason that you had for loving her.
Teachability is something you can't lose. That's why you are teachable. Don't you get me? I don't know if you get what I'm saying. It's something you can't lose. That's why you are teachable. Because it means you are always ready to learn from what you don't know. That's why it's one of the things I look out for. Because other things can be lost along the way. But if you are teachable and you lose it, because you are teachable, you will gain it. Do you get me? So you won't beat me on my answer. Go on.
Okay. So this is another question for the ladies. Why will you reject a proposal? And then for the guys, how will you handle the rejection? Do you understand? Yes, you've been bounced. Now, as you've been bounced, you see her coming by. Will you dodge? Will you pass by her? Or you say, when they ask you in a war, you can't answer. Or, would you be her friend? How will you as a guy handle rejection? And why would a lady reject the proposal? So, and they're stamped, rejected.
All right. Please be frank. Don't. Why would you as a lady reject the proposal? Why would you? Who wants to take it? All right. Why would you reject the proposal?
Say, please, for me, number one, when you try to make everything sexual, like some people, maybe you are talking on a regular basis, then you want to take those make everything sexual, like something like that. I don't like those.
When all his advances are sexual, whether physical or in words, or it's always the person is I almost said sexually active. No, that's not it. But it's like that is his main interest. Sex.
Yes.
Sharp. You will cut the person off.
And two, say when you are not serious with your life, some people, from the way they talk and they act, you realize they don't know where they are going. They are just moving.
Like the answers we are receiving, right?
Say, I hate that.
Okay, so somebody who is always focused on sex, and then someone who is no vision for life.
Yes, because the head can't shake again. He don't like that. So I don't like that at all.
All right. Okay. All right. So who else? Any other lady? Vanessa Patton.
He says so.
Outright dismissal. Outright rejection.
Yes. So I have specifications. I look out in any guy. And then you can take about 4 or 5. But like you said, they are priorities. And once you miss it, like it's a no-go area.
So you've not told us. We want to know what it is. Maybe one.
So like I want a guy who fills my lap tank. And
you say you like a guy
who fills my lap tank.
He enjoys your laughter.
Like he fills my lap tank.
You say he feels your laughter.
Like you see, we have love languages.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so,
someone who can relate.
Yeah, who can fill my lap tank. And I want an ambitious guy. And
ambitious guy.
Like she said.
So no ambition away.
Yeah, like
the
it's a no-go.
There is no connection, so wide in rapport away.
Yes.
All right.
Yes,
I think.
And I want a God-fearing guy.
A God-fearing. So if he's not God-fearing, no matter what, away. No matter the houses, the
Unless
cars.
probably he's ready to, love the things of God because of me. Because there are some guys who sacrifice just, because of you, because of the
But
love
that's
they have
dangerous.
for you.
You shouldn't look out for a guy who would love God because of you. He should love you because of God. You get me? Because when he loves you because of God, he'll be functioning from perfection. But if he loves God because of you, he'll be functioning from imperfection. And that's where you will have issues. You get me? So I think that one you get me? The person should love God because of you. The person should love you because of God, not God because of you. That's dangerous. It may work for a while, but along the way, because if it's because of you, if he starts to see your flaws and all that, you will start having issues. But when he looks at God and he sees the perfections of God and all that, he will love you to the perfections. So just to bring your mind to that. But your answers were clear, precise. Mary, is it girls, right? Mary, what would you outright rejection for a guy? And then no consideration, straight up.
If it's not God-fearing.
Are you sure? If it's not God-fearing.
Yes.
Number one priority, if it's not God-fearing.
I'm not God-fearing, give it Charlie.
Okay, so if it's not God-fearing.
Yes.
But Ezekiel, why are you opening your eyes like that? It's not true, eh? Okay. For some of you, I know you on a certain level. The answers you are giving me, thank God I know you. All right. Any other? Wait. Any lady? Give it to Candace. Outright rejection. Hey, I heard if it's not Kelvin.
Okay, so the number one thing I would actually look out for when I reject a proposal is when you, the guy, you're uncertain, you don't know what you want. Fine, you are saying, can I be your girlfriend, or I love you and all of that, and you don't know what you want. Here is the case, you are entertaining every other girl, you're uncertain, you don't know what you want.
You don't really know what you want.
Yes, sir, and you are telling me you love me, so
It's
how
you,
sure?
He says it's you he wants, but you can tell he doesn't know what he wants.
Yes, sir.
So it's like he wants you and everybody
he's
else.
uncertain. Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. So I think that's clear. He should be certain. Okay. Mary, you want to say something? All right, give it to Mary.
Say,
yes.
Someone who insults,
someone who is abusive,
even with his male friends, and then play, then just insult, that's normal thing between guys,
okay.
Yeah,
so somebody who is loose with words,
yes.
right? Somebody who is
Yes.
loose with words.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I think that's okay. So let's go to the guys now. How would you handle a rejection, Ezekiel? Ezekiel, how would you handle a rejection?
So, I think I'll just keep it.
And you can give us real life experiences, how you have handled. You don't have to tell us, oh, this is what happened to me, but you can. So I would handle it this way, but we all know it's true. It happened.
I'll just keep it mature and classy.
You keep it mature and classy. So what's your definition of mature and classy?
So let's say if she rejects me, I'll just be like, okay, probably I'm not the one for you. So in case maybe I meet her outside, I'll just keep it casual. I'll see you, say hi, and all of that. Just be on with
you
my
flow
business.
patterns.
Yeah.
Nick. Nick, how would you handle a rejection? Brad Nico, how would you handle a rejection? Or how have you handled a rejection?
Like Ezekiel said, I'll just do.
We want yours, not what Ezekiel said.
I'll just be cool with you. I'll just have.
And what's your definition of cool? When you say cool, what do you mean? Somebody's cool will be to pour water on you. That is cool. You will get cool.
Okay, so I'll just it will just be an informal relationship between the two of us. Besides, I just understand that if she's not meant for me, yeah, so I'll just be friends with her, yeah, that's it.
You still flow as friends?
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Boatin, let Mr. Boatin take it. How would you handle a rejection?
Okay, so I would feel sad.
There are some people who won't
Really.
take no. You get me? It's also a way of handling. There are some people they don't accept rejection. They no. If you say no, they will also say no. You get me? No, I won't accept it. They will keep pressurizing you, harassing you. That is also a way somebody will handle it. Some you become straight up enemies. Straight up enemies. So how would you handle it?
So, I would say that like every male has an ego. So like if you go and tell someone you are interested in the person and then the person says no, I think it breaks that ego. So what
So how
they are
would you
saying
handle,
that,
how would you handle that?
frankly, me, I'll be sad, really.
You'll be sad.
Yes, but it is for a period of time and then I'll get over it.
You'll get over. And then how would you still flow with the person?
No.
It won't be like before.
Yes.
But then the person will, so the person will become an enemy.
No, at least hi. Yes,
that's
I say it has happened before, and then they're like, I don't really flow with the person. Like,
You don't flow in.
yeah, as we used to.
Okay.
Hi, hello. Yeah, but say like.
Well, he's been very practical. I mean, it happened before, and this is how he handled it. You get me? Very practical. Okay, so Mr. Nunu, take it and then we close. How would you handle everything? I thought you were free. Hey, I said you eat from where you work, so enjoy.
Okay, so how I will handle
Of
it.
course.
Okay, so actually that one they will pay me. I'll really, it will really get to me. But and I also find it from the onset, I'll find it difficult. I mean, relating with the person, but with time, I will get over it, and
you would adjust.
Yeah, I would. The word of God. I mean, I'll try to discipline myself to train and flow with the person. You know, that's based on God's word. I mean, we would now start to flow nicely and everything. But then I'll start
day by force.
You know, by force. And then I'll start to look elsewhere.
Sure. All right. So Richard says he will take it.
Before I proposed to the lady, I mean, we were friends for a very long time. And then you used to know me, I used to know you. So if for that long period of time, you know that I have nothing to do, and then you didn't tell me, and then I proposed to you that, oh, I love you, and then you reject me because of I didn't have patience or something. I think you, the lady, you wasted your time, and then so you get me.
No, you. I said, how would you take it?
So like, I'll take it.
How would you take it?
I'll take it normal, but our relationship won't be.
It won't be like before.
Yeah.
Obviously. All right. So I think that's it. Okay. How did you handle a rejection?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much once again, sir. Sir, it was difficult. Honestly. Me, I speak from experience. So, but then with time, I got adjusted. And then we are flowing. So, that was how I handled it.
Okay. So, well, I personally, my whole life, I've only had one rejection. And that was the only time I also asked someone practically. And it was painful, not because I felt the person rejected me. It was because the person had somebody else. You know, and Well, I think my motives were also not too right because I felt the person would be beneficial to me based on what God had called me to do. And so I felt, well, if the person comes in, it would make it beneficial to the kingdom of God. You get me? But the person was like, I also have somebody else. Yeah, it got to me a bit. But I think now my relationship with the person is even better than before I asked that person out. So I believe, as Michael said, you there is that ego. You will feel it in the flesh. But as to how quick you get over it is individual basis. So I think that's it. We can move on, right?
So now our next question is: must a parent influence your choice of partner? Must a parent influence your choice of partner? With reference to children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. And not.
Let's put it this way: would you consider your parents' input in choosing a partner, or should a parent's input be absolute? Should a parent's input, let me put it, should your parents' input be absolute? When they say absolute, you understand? It's what they say should be what you must do in choosing a partner. Should it be absolute? Your parents' input.
And the next question. And the next question is: what would you also do if your partner doesn't like your parents?
So these two.
Yes.
So you take we'll remind you of these questions. So who will take it first? Who will take the first question? All right, Vanessa.
Okay, so if your parent is not ruled by the word, I won't. If my parent is not ruled by the word of God, I will not really consider if they like my partner or not.
Why?
Because it's not them who is going to be in the marriage, and if they are not ruled by the word, wisdom comes from the Lord. So they will only judge them by their past experiences, and maybe the person might not be so. So I won't.
And what's the second question? What if your partner doesn't like your parents?
If my partner doesn't like my parents, they would have to learn to respect them and honor them, but they don't really have to like them and maybe they like them, but they should be ready to respect them and honor them because they are my parents.
What if there is a conflict between your partner and your parents?
If there's a conflict between my partner and my parents, my partner is obviously younger, so they would have to maybe apologize to my parents and just forget about it and move on. And let's live. They don't have to be friends with my parents or have to go and see them all the time, but they can just deal with the conflict and forget everything and just move on.
All right, so that's the answer. Who will take the... All right, Edward.
The first question.
Or should your parents' input concerning you choosing a partner be absolute? Is this something that should be considered? Should it be a priority?
It shouldn't be a priority, but it should be factored in.
It should be a factor, but it's not a priority.
But it's not a priority.
And the second question: your partner has issues with your parents. Doesn't like them, maybe for no reason, just doesn't like them.
I think I should have known this before we got that far.
So if you had known it earlier, what would you have done about it?
If she's teachable, like you said, I can. Maybe she doesn't know, everyone and how they behave. So I could talk to her, to my partner, about how my parents behave. If she could tolerate, then we can.
And if she can't, it means you go your separate ways.
No.
You said if she could. So if she can't, what would you do?
I think I'll talk to both sides. Both from my mom. Definitely one should. Or one should be wise enough to just, though you don't, maybe, for us to work together, one has to be wise to just accept the other, the way the person behaves or something.
No, what would you do?
What will I do?
If your partner doesn't like your parent, what would you do?
Okay, first, I know in a union, I can't just...
Your parents are not even aware. It's
They are
just
not
like,
aware.
I don't like your parents. So what would you do?
My parents are not aware we are...
Yeah, you know your partner doesn't like your parents. What would you do? Yeah, I'm still thinking about it, right?
The next
All right. How would you handle misunderstanding between your parents and your partner?
So I'll try talking to my partner. I will talk to her since she's teachable to understand, not to understand, but I believe when there's a conflict, definitely one person has to let go of their ego to not necessarily fit in, but just for peace to prevail. One of them has to just accept the other's opinion.
And who would that be? Your partner?
If I choose my partner, then it will be like I'm placing priority on my parents.
So you talk to your parents
both
rather?
of them. Definitely one should.
Accept. Alright, that's his answer. Anybody else? Alright, please give it to Brother Ben.
Amen.
Amen.
To me, I think there's no way you and your partner can be together without your parents, the guarantee of your parents, and your partner liking your parents to. If you want to be with me for the rest of our lives, meaning you should love whatever I have, whether I might not know the reason why you dislike them though, but you should accept them as my parents and respect them and love them as you love me. Thank you.
Alright, so that's his answer. Okay, any other, or we move on?
Say, please, with me, personally, I don't think my father is maybe a factor in choosing my partner or something. But say my sisters, me, I will not listen to them because number one is the money that they want. They feel like the way I've been to school and all that, they've been saying I should get someone that fits my standards. Mokuni banye kwebo and money and those things. And personally, I don't think from the way they talk, they don't believe maybe in love like what we are being taught here. They feel say maybe the person is with you so that people will give birth and move on. And my sister has always been telling me, saying, Kaya na mukoni maybe or janke is mobile noko. Because my sister, she feels like when you give birth, that is all. Like the way women will be waiting for their husbands to come so that they eat and those things. She be telling me, say, it will fade away. Ke o fope, o jen he, o ba jen, o bi eno namba, ke ye nyo, ye konyo, jo e sanini. So somebody like this, from what I've been hearing, there should not be a factor. And I feel like before there even be a factor, from when you are growing up, parents who normally take decisions for their children, when you bring a partner, they expect you say, if they don't like the person, you should also not like a person. And if you have not listened to their interests, like everything they ask you to do, if you've not been doing it, I think when they say when you like the person, they don't really have anything to say. But now it will be very difficult for you not to listen to them at that point because you've always been listening to them. So at that point, it will be too late. Let me say, it will be too late for you to say no to them. So me, my sisters, me, I will not listen to them. Because to them, I mean, maybe there's nothing like love for my sister, the one at Gawi especially.
All right, we'll have to take that part off because it's being recorded. All right, so any Mr. Ako, raise his hand. Mr. Ako.
Okay. I don't think my parents' input should be a factor to consider. If anything, their suggestion should be subject to mine. Because I know what I like, they don't know what I like.
So, okay, all right. So, I think it's that.
That's the first question.
Okay, second.
And what if the lady doesn't like my parents?
Especially your mother. Because
Okay.
it's really common. As for the women and the mothers, you don't know what really, if it's a ministry.
So what standing in between them has to be uprooted because because there's no way we can get together without our parents' consent. So she has to clearly come out with what's the issue and then we'll sort it out.
All right.
And then what if the third question?
There is an issue between the mom, the parents, and your spouse and your partner.
Yeah, so the same as the second. So we'll have to sort
Quite
it out.
close. All right. So, okay, let him take the last one because we still have some questions, right? Did anybody write some personal questions they wanted to be answered, or nobody did? Okay. All right. So quickly, so that we can take those ones.
Okay, so question number 1. Please see the question. Well, their suggestions should be considered, but not, it shouldn't be the main issue. No.
Okay, so it's not absolute. Right?
No.
It should be more of a suggestion.
Yes, sir.
That you will consider. Your parents, what would you do if your partner doesn't like your parents?
But why should you like me and not like my parents?
Because you are not your parents. If I like your parents, I'll go and marry them. It is you I like. You get me? So I get him. Okay. So yeah, that's his answer. That's his answer. So it's cool.
Yes, sir.
Or you still want to say something?
Yeah.
The third one is like the second one, so I think we'll keep that one.
But the third one, whatever conflict there is, it has to be resolved. Thank you.
So okay. So let me have my take on it. The first one was what? Should it be absolute? It shouldn't be. It should be something you consider. You also don't just throw it away. I don't know. No, you should consider it. It should help you make the right decision. So you should consider what your parents say. And secondly, you should know why the person does not like your parents. The person shouldn't like your parents. The person should accommodate them. You don't have to like them, but you should accommodate them. As he said, there should be respect and reverence for them. You don't have to like somebody to respect the person. You get me? So the person has to respect them because they are your parents and accommodate them. You get me? You do the basics. If they visit or something, you don't have to go and sit and chat with them. And or if you don't like them, you don't have to do that. But they come, respect. You give them water. You ask them to be comfortable. Do you need it? You do what ought to be done ethically. Clear. And then the last one, if there is a conflict, you need to resolve it. You need to resolve it because it will rear its head up later. I mean, you need the blessing. Listen, no matter the kind of parents you have, you don't need them to agree, but you need them to bless whatever you are going ahead with. So you wouldn't want to be in their bad books. I'm telling you, if you go behind them and you do stuff, brother, God respects authority over anointing. I always tell you that you would have terrible issues later. You will. So you do whatever you have to do for your parents to accept, not like the person, but to accept you for liking the person. That's all. So whatever it will take, if it means calling an uncle, if it means getting a backup, another uncle, get people they will listen to. Let them talk to them. Don't say, if they won't, I'm going ahead. You would have issues. Terrible issues, I'm telling you. So I think we can move on, right? All right.
What if your parents don't agree to your like?
That's why I said they don't have to agree. But there is always someone your parents will listen to. Everybody has somebody they listen to. I'm telling you. So you get those people. Your parents shouldn't like the person. They shouldn't like the person. They may have their misconceptions about they shouldn't like the person. So get someone they would listen to and take that person. That's it.
Take that person to talk to them on your behalf or to make them agree or I don't get it.
Yeah, because you need their approval. You need their approval. So you get somebody they would listen to approve of your decision, though they don't like it. Because they don't have to like it. You are the one who is going to be in the relationship. You get me? So maybe they will air out all their opinions. Well, me, small, she, no small. Fine, go ahead. And you are even safer that way. Because if something happens, though they didn't approve, they may open up to you. But if you went with contention and all that, you are in trouble. It will open you up to a lot of issues later. All right. So I think we can move to the next question.
The next question is, should roles be changed in the home when a man loses his job while the woman is working?
I think let's start. Should there be roles in the home? Should there be roles? That a man has his role, a woman has a role. Should there be roles in the first place? Because if there are roles, then it means it can be changed. So should there be roles? Should there be roles in the home between a man and a woman, a husband and a wife? Should there be roles?
I don't think there should be roles. Something like cooking, paying of bills, and the normal things we do. It shouldn't be a responsibility for a particular person. Like the man is responsible for bills and the woman is responsible for house chores or something. No, you guys are together. It doesn't mean when the man is broke and then you have the money, then you exchange roles because you are now paying. No, you pay when you can, or you can share and pay. It shouldn't be like.
So it should be shared roles.
Yes, shared roles.
That is what she. Then it answers the second question because once there are no roles, there can't be any exchange of roles.
Yes.
So for you, that's it. Should there be roles, Mr. Watson? The way you are shaking your head, Mr. Watson, should there be roles between a man and a woman?
I don't think so. I don't think so because
there shouldn't be roles.
We know what a man does and what a woman does. So
then there are roles. If you know what a man does and what a woman does, then it's a role. Then it's a role. So you can't say then there shouldn't be roles.
I wouldn't be okay if my wife is paying bills.
So then it means you can't say there shouldn't be roles. Then there should be roles, right?
I said what I'm saying that you don't need to say it.
No, we are not saying you should say there are roles. Should there be roles?
Say yes.
Good. So give me one you think give me three you think the man should. Three roles of a man.
Say he should take care of the family.
How?
Say feed, bills.
And what?
Everything that pertains to money. It should come from the man.
And then the woman
should enjoy.
That's all. Enjoy how? After enjoying, which other role should a woman play?
Say, in the bedroom,
Will she cook? Or you cook?
Oh, say, she can and also I can. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter?
Yeah.
Okay. You see how people are talking
that is
here?
true.
Oh, no. I hope your answers are not theoretical. Because when it's on a practical level, you You will write second edition of the things you are saying. All right, so you said the man, and you are hearing it too. You are hearing it. Okay, so, I mean, you can share the role of cooking and all that. So the man's role is specific, but the woman's role is really not, right? Okay. Any other? Who will take it? Edward. Should there be roles?
No, there shouldn't be rules because in a union, anything that happens benefits both.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's beneficial for both of you, I don't think there should be rules.
There shouldn't be roles. Okay, so the second question is answered. Ezekiel, should there be roles? Give it to Ezekiel. Should there be roles? Clear-cut roles. Clear-cut.
So no, I don't think so.
All
like
right.
he said, it's a union. So God made the woman to help the man. So he lifts me, I lift you when one is down. So,
Okay, wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Papa. The educated ones there. The school free. They have their own mentality. So should there be roles?
Okay, personally, I think there shouldn't be rules.
There shouldn't be roles.
When you are together, everything is shared. So what a man can do, the woman can also do it. But
Okay,
then
what
even
men
if-
can do, women can do. Even better, right? Okay. All right, we hear you. Any other? Vanessa. So we are getting more no rules. This question is packed. Yet the answers are so casual.
I think there should be roles, and it should be clearly defined at the beginning of the marriage or whatever. And you should know that when you're in a marriage, you are there for each other. So if by chance maybe something happens and the man is not able to provide like he should the family, then the woman can also support him with what she does.
So the second question, you said there should be roles. So you would take the second question. So should roles be exchanged?
Yes, when the man is from like an honest point, he doesn't, he's not able to provide adequately for the family. The woman should then take up the.
Okay. I'll withhold my answers. I'll give them later. All right, Brother Joshua. Mr. Apia, you have an answer. We'll come to you. Don't worry. Joshua.
So please, there should be rules, but there should be the opportunity, or there should be there should be opportunity for overlap.
There should be opportunity for what?
Overlap.
Overlap. Okay.
Yes, there should be clearly defined rules, but it doesn't necessarily mean one person just sticks to. For instance, the woman does cooking, she takes care of the house. But it doesn't mean that that's solely what she's supposed to do. The man is supposed to also aid her to do some of the chores. Just the same way we see because marriage, the reason why I'm saying that is because marriage is an institution of God. And in the Godhead, in the hierarchy, we can even see that there's the Son serves the purposes of the Father, the Spirit serves the purposes of the Son. You can see that there's an intermingling of roles, and God instituted marriage. And if He instituted it, we are supposed to see the character and the nature of God at work in the home, because it's the revelation of the Godhead, which now we are a part of. Thank you, sir.
So there should be clear roles. Okay, all right. Any other person? Mr. Apia says he wants to say something quickly so that we can move. How many questions do we have more? Okay, we have one more. So, should there be clear-cut roles?
Sir, please no. But then, both of you should be able to, you should be responsible for whatever goes on.
If you give the first answer as no, then it answers the second. If there should be no roles, it means anybody can take up. Right? Good. Okay, so, any other, or I should take it? Mr. Ako.
That the woman should do this. The man.
No, it means the woman should know what she's supposed to do, and the man ought to know what he's supposed to do. Mr. Ako.
I think roles are inevitable because the man is the head of the family. That alone distinguishes the two, that this is the man, or this is the head of the family. So the man has certain roles to play. But then, of course, it shouldn't be legalistic that these are the things that they are, at all costs, are supposed to be fulfilling. So there can be times that the woman can assist. And then, for instance, if probably the woman gives birth. The things that she used to do prior to the birth, the man can assist her in that. So I think there has to be that intermingling of roles. Yeah.
So there should be clearly defined roles. Okay, wonderful. Joshua, again.
Once the union is founded on love, love serves. It serves. One of the key characteristics of love is that it serves.
So there should be no roles.
There should be roles, like I said before. But once you know that you are there to serve or to offer something, or you said you've taught us several times that we are there to serve. You know that you are not there to take advantage of the other person. You are there to serve. So if you know you are there to serve, you should allow love to prevail. So you should, your focus in the home or in the union should be that you are there to serve each other. You understand? So even though they are fixed roles, they are...
And I believe that's what roles are supposed to be.
Yes.
Roles are supposed to be used to serve.
Yes. But we can leave it at that, or we can even take it a step further. You understand? We can take it to the end of that logic and say that if that's the case, and we are there to really serve each other, I should be able to also take up some of your roles, and you should also be able to support some of my roles. That's it, sir.
All right. So I think it's exhausted, right? So let me have... Mr. Apia says he wants to say something. I thought you've already spoken.
Sir, I believe, like the way our brother, hello, the way our brother Michael said that, like the man supposed to take care of the house, like Mr. said, there is money in the house, pay bills and all those stuff. This thing is not found in scripture, you understand? And we being people of God, because I know there's some part in Asia where it's not the man that works, it's the woman that goes to work, you understand? But the woman sits home, cook, make sure that when the woman comes, there's something prepared for her to eat. Even in scripture too, you realize that when you read when we read the Bible, you realize that most people who were found cooking were the men. Understand? Weren't the women. So I believe that
most people found cooking in the Bible were the men.
Were the men. Most of them were the men. And I realized that the definition of fatherhood or husband is not just to just be the head, but it's someone who bonds the family together. So if we are both couples or we are married, I believe that we sharing the responsibilities. If I can do it by providing to the family the bills, the other expenses and stuff. If I'm able to do it, then I should do it. If the woman, the woman can do it, she should be able to do it. Do you get it?
All right. So he's saying there shouldn't really be any roles. It's who can do it at a point in time. There shouldn't be roles. And you spoke from the source of scriptures, right? Okay. When I get the opportunity, I also say what I have to say. I think Vanessa has the last take, and I think we can close on that one.
The Bible is saying, yes, the man is the head of the family, and bills being shared doesn't mean that it's disposing you of being the head of the family. The Bible said the two shall become one. That means everything that is mine is yours. Everything that is yours is mine. We are in everything together. So we don't be like, this is my money and my responsibility. It is our responsibility. Everything that's your responsibility becomes mine as well. and we are one. So it's not like school fees. No, it's the responsibility of both of us. And so we have to do it together. That is what I think. Because the two shall become one.
All right, so that's her take on it too. So are we done with that? Okay, so the first question was what? Good, and the question was, I think they've answered some, because you were like, if a man can pay bills, has lost his job and can't pay bills and all that, should the roles change? Should the man now be the one playing the role of a woman, sit home and do what? Take care of everything like associated with the woman to do, and then the woman is the one who pays the bills and everything. Is that how? But I think from the answers they gave, or you still want them to be specific? Okay, so if a man can provide for the family based on some circumstances, should a woman do it and the man, then this should go for those who believe in roles. Because those who don't believe in roles don't have to answer this. So if there should be role sharing and the man can play his role, should he play the role of the woman and then the woman plays the role of the man? Anybody? Mr. Ako, then Vanessa will take it.
Okay, so I think when the man is not able to play his role to the max, the woman is she should support him, because they are there for the betterment of the two of them.
No, we are asking, should she play the role of that? Should there be exchange of roles? Exchange, clear cut. Now you, unobe Jaren Kolano, unobe Niejiane, unobe pra, obe story in term no pra. You know, the typical roles that we believe is for women.
No.
No. Okay. All right. Mr. Ako.
I think it's a matter of understanding between the two.
No, we are saying, should there be exchange of roles?
Not absolutely. The man can willingly take up some of the roles.
No, you see, not willingness and no. Should there be? You do this, I do this. Now you can't do it. So hey, stay home, do this, do that, do this, do that. You know, when I come, you come and serve me on the table. I'm talking about the typical, you get me? You prepare water for me to bath.
That's why in my submission I said it shouldn't be legalistic.
It shouldn't be. So it means you've answered it already. So you don't have to take it up again. All right, so he let him take it up.
So please, in my opinion, I think the role should be changed. Because if the woman is, we should be practical. If the woman is going to work as early as 6, coming home as late as 5, you can't expect the woman to wake up, bath the children, whilst you are in the house and you've lost your job, you can do that. You don't expect the woman to bath the children and then come back home at 5 and then come and cook and then sweep the house when you are in the house doing nothing. So the roles, I believe that they should be changed. You should understand that you should even wash. If the woman, yes, you should, because you are not doing anything. Maybe you'll be going out during the day to look for a job and all. But since you are in the house, then you should do the role the woman will do. And then the woman will do your role. Because that is what has happened. And then if there is love, this is what must be done.
All right, so that's his take. You still want to say something?
In regards to what Brother Kelvin is saying, I would say that the man has been degraded. Mm-hmm. Yes, because if that's the case, it shouldn't be allowed. He's a man, and there are things that I believe the woman is the helpmeet of the man, but then the man cannot assume the full responsibility of a woman. Please, that's it.
All right. So, Candace, you have something to say. You guys, I thought you had nothing. Suddenly, you've come alive.
Okay, so I don't fully agree with Benjamin, because here lies the key. It's generally that, okay, the man is the head of the house. people have that perception that, okay, if I'm to do what the lady's doing, I've lost my self-respect. I don't have any respect from the woman anymore. But that's the case. If you doing it, as you are doing it, you see it that, okay, I'm helping the person. It's out of love. It's not out of compulsion. So I fully don't agree with what Benjamin said.
All right. Ezekiel. Hey, if Eliphaz has put his hand up there. No. If Eliphaz has put his hand up then.
Please, in reply to Benjamin, I think it's not the role that makes you the head. Okay? It's not paying the school fees that makes you the man of the house. And it's not washing dishes that makes you the wife. It's circumstances that, like, you get it. Yes, I'll just reply him.
Okay. Ezekiel.
So, just like Candice said, I disagree with what my brother is saying, because, like Kelvin said, the wife wakes up as early as 5:36 to go to work and comes home as late as 7:38. I don't think for the man to be at home not doing anything, I don't think it would be right. So him, the man helping with the chores in the house actually shows love and thoughtfulness for the woman. It doesn't have anything to do with his ego being insulted or reduced or tarnished or anything like that. Yeah.
All right. Jessica wants to speak.
Say, please, if he also feels he has been degraded to do those things, then he shouldn't eat the food that I use my money to prepare. Because he should be ashamed, say I'm working for him to
Then
eat.
spending the money is also a degrading.
Yes. Yes.
The money there he'll chop.
Yes, but the work you know
Now the money is spending there is not degrading. It is upgrading. All right, Mr. Gadri, would you have a take on that? Or you agree with everything? Those who should play roles and those who shouldn't play roles. You agree with everything. All right, so I think that's it. Everything you said is justified based on where you stand. But I'll weld everything together and then we come to a conclusion based on what the culture we come from says. Right? Nothing would work without roles. Nothing will work. If you leave things to random, in the end, everybody would assume somebody has to do it. That's why if you watch throughout creation, you can see clearly that things are playing roles. Everything God created on your physical body. The hand is not just there randomly. Today, I feel like seeing. Then the hand says, then the eyes will say, today I will hear. You get me? There are clear-cut roles, but you find that in some circumstances, the leg will play the role of the hand. In some circumstances, it will support the hand when it can do it. There are people, because the hand is not there, they become good at using their legs to eat. It's not because they will love to use their legs to eat, but because of circumstances. So roles should be clear, but there should be consideration based on circumstances. Roles there should be clear. It should be clear, but there should be consideration out of love based on circumstances. But roles should be clear. If everything is in the right perspective, the man should play his role, the woman should play her role. You get me? But as I said, there should be consideration. For example, you shouldn't even have lost your job. You know your wife wakes up she has to go to work very early. She has to wake up very early. Do a lot of stuff before she leaves, and you can tell clearly this affects her timing in leaving. You can wake up early. You shouldn't bath the children. You can wake up and organize them because they are running around. She has to spend time chasing them. Do this. You call, hey, go. Mommy has to bath you. What can you do? You can take their clothes off. It will be quicker for her. You get me? It will be quicker. You take the clothes off. When she's done, she baths them. She can say, oh, honey, please take them and go and dress them for me. It's not like you take over the role, but you are considerate and you help in whatever. You shouldn't even have lost your job before. But if you find that situation and you've lost your job and you have to be home and you have to be all that, it's the intention. It's not the action. It's the intention. You get me? You know that if I'm home, I don't expect my wife to come from work at 5 and then come and do the cooking when I'm sitting home. If I can cook, I should be able to prepare. If not, Then probably when she's in the kitchen and she's cooking for the whole week, be there to help. If you don't know how to cut onions, you take the onions and give them to her. Give morale. You get me? Let's say you don't know how to cook. You can do things to help make what she's doing easier. You don't place demands to make it difficult. There are some men, they'll tell you, I don't eat food that has to be heated. There are men like that. Me, I don't like food they have to put in freezer. It has to be prepared. And you are home doing nothing. You won't work. Then you are saying you have to come back early and prepare a hot meal for me. There's something wrong with you. Compromise. You get me? And be considerate. But roles would always make things work accurately. We need roles. Imagine in church, we say there is no role. Today, Mr. Ako can decide I'm leading worship. No, you see, things work by roles. Mr. Ako says today I'm leading worship. Ezekiel says today I'm ministering the word. No, imagine. There should be clear-cut roles. But imagine if I'm not there. There's a clear-cut role of what I do. If I'm not there, Mr. Gadri or somebody else can take up that role. But it doesn't mean that that role becomes fixated for him. He's helping at that moment. It gets based on circumstances. So there should be clear-cut roles, but there should be considerations based on circumstances. I don't know if we are okay with that. Yeah. Because you can support, maybe as she said, the man, when it comes to paying of fees and all that, the man might find himself in a situation at that point he can't pay the fees. The woman can. Or maybe the woman can decide. When it comes to the woman, it should be a decision. She can decide, okay, I would help with this, and you help with this, and then we pay. But you shouldn't intentionally sit back and say, this is what you should be doing, so it's just you. This is what I should be doing, so it's just me. No, such things don't, it doesn't portray love. And you are not less of a man because the woman is helping you. You are not less of a man. And you are also not less of a man because you are helping the woman. You should be able to wash dishes. There should even be times you should be intentional. You say, dear, today, holiday for you. Relax. I am taking up the house chores today. Relax. Today you don't do anything. Today I'll prepare a meal for you. Just make sure the man can cook. You get me? Today I'll prepare a meal for you. Because if he does it, you have to eat it. You get me? Today I'm preparing you. There are times you should just let her feel good by intentionally taking up her roles. So I don't know if this is clear, but as you said, it shouldn't be legalistic. No, okay, whatever be the case, this is your role. So you have to. You injure yourself because you find yourself in a position where you really can't play a certain role at a particular time, and because of pride, you suffer for nothing. So roles there, they should be clear cut, but there should be assistance and consideration when it comes to roles.